the next step for this great sophomore is to have a dominant game in a big matchup.
South Carolina has won 47 in a row in regular season SEC play. Their last loss was here in this building a little over 3 years ago. It's Missouri, it's South Carolina, it's the start of SEC play. And we're underway. The opening tip controlled by the Gamecocks. Raven Johnson to Bree Hall. Hall defended by Nyah Randall. Out top to Sanaya Fagan. Chloe Kitts in the high post. Tries it from outside. Nope. And a rebound pulled down by Ashton Judd. Judd in the starting five along with Slaughter, who's the leading scorer. Randall, who as I mentioned is the number 2 scorer. Avery Kroenke getting the start at the point. And Angie Galakaladny taking on South Carolina for the first time in her career. She's in the post and trying to score on the first touch. Can't get it. Pulled away by South Carolina. The starting five for the Gamecocks. You will see plenty of movement off the bench. Paopao on the drive. Follows her own miss. And a reset here for South Carolina.
And the offensive glass for South Carolina is a strength. So key for Missouri to force South Carolina into one and out.
Paopao. Dawn with a low profile at the moment. Tucked in behind her associate Lisa Boyer. There's Judd. Judd on the drive. Finishes with the left hand. Ashton Judd, the junior from West Plains, Missouri, number 3 on the team and scoring at 9 points a game. Paopao through traffic. And that time a foul is going to be called on Missouri. Robin Pinchton's team, 11-4 on the season. They beat Jackson State on Sunday, put 90 points on the board. Shot 54% from the floor in the first half and cruised from there.
And you see Mizzou in this 1-3-1 on the baseline out of bounds defense, and then they immediately try to get matched up.
Raven Johnson buries it from 3. Randall to Judd. Judd to Galakaladny, who draws the foul. There's not a huge drop-off, if at all, when South Carolina goes to the bench this year. Oh, great job here by Missouri. Again, a second chance opportunity.
And it's a typical Robin Pinchton team. They're going to battle. I think the key for Mizzou is, can they keep it close? Because this needs to be a true 40-minute game for them. They've got to stay close here early.
All has it ripped away. Here's Kroenke. Tessa Johnson is on the floor for Paopao. There's Judd for 3. Yes. Ashton Judd. Missouri does not have the depth that South Carolina does. What team does, really, at this point? But that is going to be a key thing to watch. How Hannah Linthicum and those bench players can play with Galakaladny in early foul trouble. Jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Missouri. Here's Linthicum. Randall. Slaughter. All good defensive player, has that assignment. We showed you at the top of the telecast how good Slaughter is going to her left, and she scores on that trip.
Well, Eric, on the season, when Slaughter goes left, she's shooting 56%. When she's forced to go right, just 25%.
Johnson. Knocked away. Fagan kept it alive. Raven Johnson for 2.
They just didn't have anything in the tank in the fourth because they tried to do everything in their power to keep it close. Just too much South Carolina down the stretch.
Judd turned it over. That's just the first turnover for Missouri. That's going to be a key number to watch here today as well. Kitts.
ISO.
Tessa Johnson on the drive. Tough shot. Won't drop, but she'll earn a trip. Tessa Johnson at the free throw line, out of the time. MiLaysia Fulwiley is into the game for South Carolina, along with Ashlyn Watkins. No Maddie McDaniel for South Carolina. She did not make the trip as she comes back from a concussion. Judd with the skip, trying to get Slaughter going. The 3, no good. Off the miss, you see how quickly South Carolina gets down the floor. Kitts to clean up the miss. Well, Fulwiley getting in there defensively. Fulwiley leans in, flips it up, and will head to the free throw line. Second on the team in scoring. Funny when you talk about South Carolina, second on the team in scoring is 11 points a game, spread out really evenly.
And I'll tell you, as a former coach, it's a difficult team to scout because any of these players can go off on you, and that's hard when you can't just take away one or two options in terms of game planning.
Starts with defense, though, for South Carolina. They're turning over Missouri now at a pretty high rate. And here they come with Raven Johnson. Entry to Watkins and Linthicum. You may be familiar with her story. She started a career at Texas. She started a career rather at Kentucky as a freshman. Had heart issues, heart surgery. Was at Texas and now is at Mizzou.
It's going to be really interesting. Can Robin Pinchton afford to keep Linthicum and Galaklande on the bench the rest of this half? Bring the ball up the floor in this game.
Fulwiley making it difficult on Kroenke, who forced up a shot, and Watkins has the rebound. Watkins not afraid to put it on the deck, as we know, goes coast to coast for two.
One thing in terms of pressure release today Mizzou is working on is going through the fives, and I immediately was wondering, will that work against Watkins?
Edwards. I like what Robin Pinchton said about Nyah Randall. She is someone who's going to give it her all. She's an excellent defender, leads the team in steals. 7-point lead now for South Carolina as that run ends at 11-0. And foul's going to be called on Te-Hina Herron. Watkins at the free throw line. Foul's being picked up by Mizzou.
Edwards is all over it.
Right now they're trying to post Slaughter up on Raven Johnson. Slaughter. Johnson, great job defensively. Watkins came over to help. Watkins gets the block.
And here's a matchup. Randall on Fulwiley.
Fulwiley for two. Randall crosses against Edwards for two. Here's Fulwiley. Fulwiley, beautiful feed, but Edwards can't finish. Kroenke back the other way on the push. Abby Schreck, good shooter. And a trip to the free throw. Paopao will come in for the final possession of the first quarter with the two fouls. 12th ranked Oklahoma, 5th ranked Alabama at 6. And a showdown between Texas and Texas A&M. Johnson. Edwards on the inside. Couldn't get it. South Carolina went very early on the game clock, and that's Missouri with plenty of time left. Down to 5. Kroenke on Johnson. Kroenke. Johnson, good job defensively, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end.
And honestly, it could have been even worse for Mizzou because South Carolina did miss a couple of bunnies there at the rim. But if you're a Mizzou fan, you got to love the fight that your Tigers have shown so far.
Second quarter underway with Randall.
And that
Ball back behind her.
Sorry, Eric, that was an ISO for Randall to try to get downhill going right, but help side was there.
Jamila Brown into the game. Here she is, number 1. 8 on the shot clock. Brown on the pull-up. Watkins kept it alive. Here's Paopao once again playing with 2 fouls on the floor here to start quarter number 2. Johnson leans in and draws a foul. I know you like her game. I think what you like more is how it's still going to develop.
Last year, I thought she was great. I thought she got hampered by an ankle injury.
Slaughter.
One thing Mizzou said today, we've got to set good screens, but we have to use good screens. They're not coming off tight off of the screen so far today.
Randall takes it to the basket for 2. 6 points for Randall to lead Mizzou in scoring. Hall can't get it. And Fagan. Slaughter trying to work against Fagan inside. No, batted out. And here comes Hall. Kroenke trying to get back on defense. Hall muscles her way to the basket. Count it, and the foul. Tough take by Bree Hall.
Their strength. They very rarely get moved off of their straight line to the rim. And that was just a case in the last one by Bree Hall being able to get there.
Fagan got the offensive rebound, and Chloe Kitts is going to get called for over the back.
Nice backdoor.
Backdoor. Slaughter for two. Fulwiley looking inside for Kitts.
Mizzou really small right now. Technically, all guards on the floor, so smart play by South Carolina to get it inside.
Kitts is going to get called again for over the back. Judd clipped her own teammate Brown up in the nose, and they're going to stop play.
Well, it was supposed to be a dribble handoff, and you see Judd kind of fake it, but Brown just keeps coming. Unfortunate for Brown. And unfortunately, it looks like Brown may be heading back to the locker room as well right now.
On the cut again, Judd to Slaughter. Randall's got to be really careful here, and right now she's marking up Ashlyn Watkins, which is a tough assignment. Judd works for the rebound. Here's Randall. Randall to Slaughter underneath. Here's Hall trying to answer back quickly for South Carolina. She traveled. Missouri has outscored South Carolina 8-4 here in this second quarter.
And Eric, they've done it with a small lineup on the floor. Technically just 5 guards.
Judd. Wide open three. No good. Long rebound to Shokfist. Shokfist showing no fear. Can't finish though. And a foul's going to be called on Judd. Who has led South Carolina in scoring the last 3 games?
It might be that freshman phenom, Joyce Edwards.
Shrek has not attempted a shot yet. She's a good three-point shooter, and she'll try it from deep. Johnson with the rebound. Edwards on the run. Beautiful feed. Johnson with the finish. Was a nail-biter a moment ago. 25-23. Shrek got caught up in the air. She gets called for the traveling violation.
There's so many options on the floor. I would love to see Edwards get going.
And they do feed the post to Edwards to try to get her going. She gets her own rebound, the putback, and one.
Asked on Staley before the Wofford game, what's the area of improvement you want to see? And one of them was, we got to make those shots around the rim.
Through the first 13 games of the season. Good strong drive to the basket, just won't drop for Wilson. Rebound for Edwards, the up quick to Johnson. Johnson to the basket. Watkins on the glass. No, Watkins not done yet. Edwards for two.
They put so much pressure on you. Again, the transition, you don't get matched up to box out. They get second, third, fourth opportunities.
I will say that they have gotten Edwards going here in this quarter. Shrek, beautiful release to get her first points of the game.
I mean, Eric, really the difference in the game right now is the offensive rebound of South Carolina. 10 second chance points off of those 8 offensive rebounds.
Tessa Johnson, good first half.
She was hoping Dawn would laugh about it too, but Dawn just walked away.
I don't know if she's finding sympathetic giggles from the sideline. Take a look at the summary. 6, 7, and 1 for Ashlyn Watkins. The second chance points. 10-0 for South Carolina. 24-3 the edge off the bench. It was an 8-0 run, 13-3 extended run to close out the half by South Carolina. Remember, Missouri got it to 25-23 in that second quarter. Nyah Fagan with the catch inside to start the third quarter. Can't finish. Galakalani on the floor with the 2 personal fouls. Randall out there with the 3 fouls for Mizzou.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of backdoor action by Mizzou coming out of the half.
Here's Slaughter. Steps back for 3 and knocks it down. It's a deep 2. Fagan works on Galakalani. Strong move by Nyah Fagan. Randall trying to work on Paopao. Backs her in. Paopao stood her ground. Picked up by Raven Johnson. Weaving through traffic. Paopao to Kitts. Good job by Judd. Hustling back to knock it away. Fagan goes to work on the reverse, and the foul called on Galakalani. Joined the team last year after playing at UMass, but suffered an injury after 8 games last year, so didn't get a chance to see South Carolina, and not seeing a lot of them tonight.
She had no shot attempts in the first half, and already with 2 and making her presence felt from the free throw line. Nice.
Judd
Nice switch there by the bigs for South Carolina to avoid Judd getting downhill.
Fagan, see how Fagan plays with the 3 fouls. Does she want to go to Watkins here? Ashton last year was the only Tiger to start every game. Robin Pinchton said, I just like keeping the competition up in practice. And Randall knows it right away.
And Randall checked out.
Randall went to the bench but didn't officially check out of the game. Fagan checks out of the game. Here's Judd. Judd, strong take for Ashton Judd for 2. 11 points for Judd. She's in the double figures for an 8th straight game. As Missouri will try to claw back into this one with Randall out of the game with the 5 fouls. Loose ball controlled by Missouri. Wilson. I think Wilson was determined to shoot that trip down the floor. Nyah gets the bucket.
Robin Pinchton said when I asked about pace of play, she said, we need to try to score early. We're a better ball club if we can score in the first 12 seconds. Mission accomplished by her point guard, Wilson.
Paopao sets for 3. Judd wants to work on Kitts. Won't drop. Paopao the rebound.
I'll say it again, Mizzou is getting to the rim. They just can't consistently finish, and that is the effect of South Carolina's length and shot blocking ability.
Paopao. Looking for Watkins. Now Kitts finds Watkins. Watkins. Linthicum hit the deck hard. No call. Watkins to the basket for 2. No mystery. A whistle. We're taking a timeout. Here's Current. Judd. I think Judd's played really well. She's doing all she can. She knocks down the 3. Her season high is 22. Paopao, little hesitation. Nope. But she was fouled. Camila Cardozo, who averaged a double-double, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year. Big adjustment for this South Carolina team. Wilson showing some speed, just couldn't finish. And look at running back the other way. It's Johnson for 2. Right now for Mizzou this trip, inside of 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Shot clock down to 6. You need a bucket, get it to Judd, who kicks it out to the open shooter, Wilson. But MiLaysia Fulwiley saying, this is my Watkins impression.
Well, it was so good that everyone on the floor was looking up at the big screen to watch the highlight. It's the closeout speed of South Carolina.
Fulwiley just followed it. Like, how many rows up is that going? 3, 4? Shot clock expired. I didn't hear the buzzer, so that's why we had that delay. It was a 2.
That's what I said, right? That's what I said. I was kidding.
Fulwiley, blocking foul is called. I thought perhaps she was still sliding over there. South Carolina is +8 in scoring this quarter. Linthicum couldn't get it before it reached half court. Clemson, Kentucky, TCU, Fulwiley. Mizzou's been held to 33%.
Slaughter's been really quiet since that step-back jumper she hit.
Fulwiley picks it up. What will she do with it? She'll lay it out perfectly to Edwards. Made a nice adjustment to finish. Down to 7. Judd. Paopao picks it up, and that's the end of the third quarter. 11-0 run closes out the quarter. So we had a little clock malfunction before the start of the quarter. We got it worked out, and we are underway. Raven Johnson back on the floor. That's a good sign. She was on the receiving end of that collision in the third quarter. There's Watkins getting a hand on it.
They had 14 in the third quarter, so that's why I keep going back to it. I think that was a point of emphasis at halftime for South Carolina. Get the ball inside to the bigs.
Shrek trying to find some room against Fulwiley, and Fulwiley sold the foul.
I think to your point, Aaron, that's her way of motivating them for the greater good of the team.
Fulwiley, good, strong take. Part of that is, well, winning a national championship is fun, so it starts right there, but it's also
she's very honest with them. They have a lot of conversations, not just with the players, but with parents as well.
I thought maybe the most telling part of that conversation was perhaps encouraging a player to leave the program.
Because, again, kept getting better, and she's really excelling this season. The stats might not show it, but I have been very impressed with Fagan's game so far this season. And she said, I did it because of my faith in the good Lord, my faith in myself, and my faith in Dawn Staley.
But she brought her over. Sanaya, did I tell you that? And Sanaya's eyes got wide, like, am I going somewhere? And no, you're staying here. And that patience, because again, we're living in a world of college basketball where I'm not playing, I'm going to go somewhere else to play. And in some cases, you have to do it. Watkins on the putback for 2 more. And Dawn thinks that Fagan's on a pro trajectory just because of the things she can do defensively, how she communicates, and how she's improved. Inside, and one. First points for the sophomore from Jefferson City. Well, remember, Mizzou got it to a 2-point game with just over 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, 25-23. But since that time, South Carolina has outscored the Tigers 38-17, 40-17. Taken away, bounced up ahead to Fulwiley. 2 more.
You held your breath there, didn't you? You were waiting to see something.
She took care of business. Brown. Kroenke trying to get away from Bree Hall. 3-pointer on the way from Brown. No. Watkins with the rebound. Here's Johnson. Raven to her left. Raven is fouled of the quintuple header, Texas.
Starting that one off.
I mentioned they've got an eye on the weather forecast because there could be some big snow coming to the area in a couple days, so that may impact their travel plans a little bit. Schreck for 3. Two for 3. Correction, 2 for 4 outside the 3-point line for Schreck. She's got 6. Kitts will try it.
Unfortunately, you're just seeing a lot of these fouls getting called in their attempt to match the physicality.
Against the Bulldogs. Schreck for 3.
Earlier today, that was the game that I was eager to see.
Georgia Amor, 27 points, 9 assists, 7 3-pointers tonight. Tech at the free throw line. Freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas. Alabama's picked up a win over Florida on opening nights.
Obviously, Sarah Ashley Barker. Christy Curry's team is improved from a year ago.
Zay Green. You want me to do play-by-play of the other games in the league?
I ask a lot of you.
Good job on the offensive glass by Feldrapa. Second chance here. And Schreck is open for 3. January 23rd, so it's going to be an entertaining month of January.
Attending a game at Colonial Life Arena needs to be on your bucket list. It is an amazing environment.
All LSU and Arkansas getting set to go in conference play for 8 teams in the top 25 in the AP poll, 4 in the top 10. This is a very deep Southeastern Conference. You look at it, you can say, well, that team could win. That team could win. You can go down the list. Handful of teams, including this team, as Tack puts it in for 2 more.
Another freshman in this great class that Dawn Staley and her staff brought in. And that's why I always laugh when people are like, oh, they graduated so-and-so and so-and-so. They're going to be down. I'm like, no.
On the flight home is going to be for South Carolina about this game.
Coaching perspective, though, they'll stay on them a couple of at times. The rotations weren't there defensively. I think finishing at the rim, they'll continue to talk about as well.
Tack. Count it, and the foul. That's pretty popular with the South Carolina bench.
Just is working. She puts the shot up and doesn't give up. And you see Schreck thinking she's boxing out, but she's not. She's displacing her as she's leaving her feet. She has come to Columbia. She's doing a lot more in the low post area now in this system.
Fulwiley missed it, followed it, scored it.
Defensive Watkins to the package.
Edwards back on for South Carolina. Here's Tack. She's emptying out the toolkit right now. Tack adds to the stat sheet, gets the block. Flipped out to Edwards, who tracks it down in the corner. Throws it out of trouble, but throws it to Mizzou. Final 10 seconds here at Mizzou Arena. Brown knocks down the three for her first points of the game, and those should be the final points of this game. Number 2 team in the country, the defending SEC champions, pick up a win in their SEC opener. 83-52 the final. It is win number 200 in SEC play in the regular season for Dawn Staley. For Christy Thomas Scuddy and our crew, I'm Eric Fried. Let's get you to LSU and Arkansas.